With the release of Borderlands 3 out right now, and before I give you guys my review on Borderlands 3, let's go ahead and talk about the game that got the hype started, the game that made this game, this franchise a really huge franchise and just completely obliterated all our expectations and quite possibly is the best sequel of all time. This is Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition. What up everybody, welcome to Games of Fury. I'm your host Mike Fury and I make informative videos just like this one, so please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And now we're gonna do things a little tiny bit different. There's just one simple difference, and that's an extra category added to this game review, seeing as it is a Game of the Year review. Now we're gonna do story, gameplay, looks and sound, DLC, bad, and my conclusion. And as per usual, we're gonna answer the three questions. Is it fun? Is it worth it? And is it for you? And you guys already know, Borderlands 3. With that being said, fuego, story. While riding on a train, you and the rest of the Vault Hunters are attacked by the true hero of the story, Handsome Jack. He blows up the train, and you wake up in the tundra right next to the awesome and always funny Claptrap. Thus, starting off this amazing adventure full of amazing characters like all of the past Vault Hunters, including Lilith, Brick, Mordecai, and Roland, and of course a bunch of new ones that are just amazing and well written and hilarious. Sir Hammerlock, Ellie, and fan favorite Tiny Tina. Plus, a lot of the old cast is back: Scooter, Moxie, Marcus, Earl, Tannis, and many more. The story is tons of fun, full of pop culture references, interesting quests, like fighting in a clan that you obviously created yourself, engaging in a cult before you go ahead and destroy them all, and finally, shoot this guy in the face.
Face! It has to happen! Facey, face, face, face! Tired of waiting! No more waiting! Need a face shot! Boom! Squish! Yay! Shoot me in the face! Thank you!
The story can be amazing and can be an emotional roller coaster for some of you guys who are weak at heart. But the undeniable star in this game is Handsome Jack. He's one of the best video game antagonists we have ever had. He's all-time top 3, maybe not 3. He's funny, smart, rich, and jokes on you every single chance he gets. His presence in the game alone makes this game possibly the best sequel of all time, seeing as in Borderlands 1, they didn't have a story whatsoever. So then you come out and you basically have a top 3 bad guy all time off rip. And it also, it's just, he's well written, the world is more explorable, it really brings to life a lot of the BS that happens on Pandora, and it's just a great time to be had, especially since the whole entire story can be played with up to 3 friends. Gameplay, looting, shooting at its finest. Pick a class, pick up a gun, go out and destroy everything. Pick up more guns to destroy everything else, and continue this endless cycle as you earn new skills and keep on leveling up. It is the creator of the looter shooter genre, and it took another couple steps forward to perfect this formula. Now you can upgrade your badass ranks to literally improve all of your characters throughout the board, including recoil reduction, you have fire rate, you have grenade damage, and so on and so forth, and things of that nature you can improve on for each and every character. You travel throughout Pandora and its various locations to unlock more loot and fill your world up with the best items, best guns, best shielding that you could possibly get. Unique, a gun that drives you insane, a shotgun that shoots swords, cause you know, why not?
This sword's got the power to revive. Here, take my sword gun.
Oh man! But what if the sword you shoot explodes and then turns into 3 smaller swords which then explode? It will be like a sword explosion! Tina, make Roland's gun do the things I just said!
Okay.
A shield powered by a robot AI, and many more. One of my favorites, the bunny. It's an actual rocket launcher that you throw and it hops on the floor, leaving grenade mines that will eventually blow up. Just little things like this is why this game is amazing, because the design team behind these guns are bar none the best designers ever. I mean, a gun? A gun that shoots swords is absolutely phenomenal. You also have tons of enemy variety, psychos, varkids, robots, skags, etc. And each one of those has their own bosses. Like each one of them has their own little kind of sub-bosses that you could eventually find throughout the world. Billions of guns, even more than the first one, tons of jokes, amazing personalities, round out and put this in the pantheon of basically best FPS stories and video games of all time.
You helped me reach Sanctuary, minion, and for that, you deserve a reward. I have a secret stash hidden very, very far away from where I currently am. In order to find it, you will have to perform a series of devious challenges. First, collect a few brown rocks for me. Then, defeat a badass skag. Then, pilfer the lost staff of Mount Schuler. Then, you shall bring me the head of the destroyer of worlds. And then, you shall dance for my enjoyment.
Looks and sound. Pandora is fantastic. All of the locations in the base game are different in each and every shape and form and are connected internally, let's call it. You can go from icy tundras to barren wastelands and deserts, caverns filled with acid and wildlife preserves, mountains, and many, many more. The guns are also well designed and the legendary and unique variants distinguish themselves from the rest. Multiple manufacturers, multiple weapon types, plus weapon variants, plus the elementals. This is how they accomplish the obscene amount of guns that you get to explore and actually use throughout the game. Characters all look great besides yours. I really dislike to some degree the whole entire way that you are able to build your character. They should have actually improved this from the first game. The character creator should have been much better. I know they added more designs, more colors, and more heads for you to use, but I do believe that just the way that you construct this character really can't distinguish himself from any other character that any other Borderlands player is using. The sound is really good as well. All characters are voice acted very well. Claptrap and Handsome Jack are by far my favorite, along with Mr. Torque. Mr. Torque is just, he's a character and a half. Like, oh my god, I had a blast with Mr. Torque.
Ring! You don't want to hear about that, Vault Hunter. You want to hear about loot and packs and explosions. I'm Torque, and I'm here to ask you one question and one question only. Explosions?
Get off this echo frequency, you protein-guzzling buffoon! I'm trying to convey—
That sentence had too many syllables. Apologize!
As I was saying, I've discovered that this new vault is buried in the center of a large crater and will only open, and I quote, once the champion of Pandora feeds it the blood of the ultimate coward.
We at the Tor Corporation sincerely believe this is fucking awesome! It's so awesome that we're gonna set up a tournament to find us #1 badass. If you want in, come to where the vault is buried. In the badass crater of badassitude!
That's not what the area is called!
Badass crater of badassitude!
Guns also sound pretty good. Shotguns and snipers don't have enough oomph to them. This was my main complaint about them in the first game as well. Some guns just were tinny and didn't really have like that acoustic oomph that you were like, yes, this is a powerful weapon. This is supposed to shred enemies and make them blow up and things of that nature. Like, this wasn't that type of weapon. They were tinny, like especially some of the snipers that used lasers, that they were like, pew, pew, pew. Like, it was just a weird sound, and I really didn't enjoy them as much as I should have. The Jacobs weapons, for example, are actually really good in terms of giving you that oomph, but still they're lackluster in comparison to other FPSs. Pandora's lore can be discovered through audio logs, which I really don't mind, and I understand how some people could see it as a gripe, because, you know, personally, we like handcrafted scenes that actually show off what's going on. But the audio logs serve their purpose as well, because, you know, I come from the Fallout generation where a lot of the information was through audio logs and written messages and things of that nature. But I don't mind it, because it does give you a lot of information. For example, if you find the audio logs for the specific vault hunters that you're using in this game, you'll get a lot more depth into what's going on. And you realize that Salvador is a complete psychopath. You realize that Zero is like out there for a challenge and is more of a bounty hunter vault hunter than anything else. Axton actually has I won't call it a trouble past, but he does have some, you know, a little bit of edge to him going off of what happened to him. And same thing with my DLC, and oh my god, how much DLC do you need? We had 2 full seasons of DLC in this game. The first one brought 4 DLC, all story, and 3 out of the 4 were actually really good story DLCs. In my opinion, from worst to best, it would be Hammerlock's big game hunt where you explore Pandora and its wild animals in this safari adventure, Captain Scarlet and her pirate booty, where you look for the legendary Captain Blade's treasure. Torque's Campaign of Carnage is hilarious, and you get to fight in a tournament and open up a vault and have a loot explosion. And finally, Tiny Tina's Assault of Dragon's Keep, which is basically Dungeons and Dragons in Borderlands, and it is just awesome, 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 and by far the best one out of the group. We are talking about, guys, 10 pieces of DLC, this counting the last one, which was Fight for Sanctuary, that ties in some of the loose ends and gets you ready for Borderlands 3. Some aren't as good as others, do keep that in mind, but it's just so much value for your money here, and especially with the first season pass that brought the 4 different story DLCs, I thought that right then and there, this was an amazing game. We're talking about 30 hours of story time just for the first base game alone. Then you add 4 pieces of DLC. Then you add another 6 pieces of DLC that just add on top of that. And it's just so much value for your money. And it's one of the best bang for your bucks that you will ever get in video game history.
You shall not pass!
Bad. Audio logs and mission briefings interrupting each other. In a world where dialogue is so far few in between, and you need kind of these story bits to build your world, and you need these handcrafted cutscenes, it's an issue when audio logs and mission briefings and things of that nature, the few times that people talk, gets interrupted by either gunfire or other audio logs and mission briefings. That is a problem. You miss jokes, you miss story bits, you miss backstories, you miss a lot of the information that a lot of people need to build this world. And this is possibly the main gripe of Borderlands 2. Audio gets muffled by other audio, and that's possibly the worst part. I did mention customization as a problem too. The colors are dope, but it's just the different patterns and manufacturer colors and things of that nature, and the bodies and the heads, you can't really customize. Like, Salvador will forever look like Salvador, doesn't matter how you change him, what color you put him, even by making him metal, it's still the same one. You can't even select like certain accessories. Salvador has a bunch of earrings, and you can't even change any of those earrings or any, like, it's just the lack of customization for a game that has a bajillion guns is very, very daunting, and I just wish that they would have fixed this in this go round. In conclusion, I love this game, guys, if you guys can't tell. I love this game, I love this franchise, even though that doesn't mean that I'm completely oblivious to some of the errors that it has, but I will take in consideration everything that this game does good. We're talking about a great bad guy. Handsome Jack is a top 5 bad guy, and he's not 5. That's how good of a bad guy, a video game bad guy he is, which one day we'll have the conversation about who's the greatest bad guy in video games of all time. It is just a great gameplay loop. It has even more guns, even better RPG elements, better characters. The humor is like bar none one of the funniest, tongue-in-cheek. It's like all types of comedy whatsoever. Claptrap is hilarious, and it's just a great time. It's fun with friends. I've created friendships. I've bonded with my brothers. I love this game, and the fact that the DLC just adds a bunch more of content on top of this already expansive world full of gameplay, side missions, and interesting side quests. It's just great. It's just by far great. If the base game was gonna be a 9 out of 10 for me, with the DLC, and especially at the lower prices that you can find it right now in 2019, it is by far a 9.5 out of 10. We get in the DLC, we get closings, we get new legendaries, we get to meet Bud Stallion. It's just completely phenomenal, and I just adore this franchise. So let's go ahead and answer the questions, and let's give it some awards while we're at it. Fun with Friends. It is by far the best of its genre. It is the creator of the genre, and it is by far the best of its genre. All time best co-op games whatsoever. I don't know, I can't sing more of its praise. And let's answer the questions. Is it fun? It's a complete blast. One of the funnest games you'll probably ever play. Challenging, especially in higher difficulties, but it is one of the best games you'll ever play, especially with friends. Is it worth it? If you can find it, anything sub $20 is a steal. Like, 100+ hours of gameplay for $20 is always going to be a steal, in my book at least. Is it for you? It is for anybody who likes FPSs, anybody who's a loot You already know the word I'm looking for. It's a complete fun time exploring the different types of manufacturers, different types of guns, the exploration itself. It is awesome. It is an awesome open world that you are just there to explore. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. And as per usual, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the links down in the description below. And if you're going to buy any games, use my Humble Bundle link. It's down in the description below as well. They have a great subscription service that you can go ahead and take advantage of as I do. And as always, guys, it has been my pleasure. Until next time, Mike off.